Mr. Ing's class, we will greatly succeed. Intelligence we will breed and never ever cheat. And don't forget to show your work, because when you get that 4.0, you'll have a huge...
Alright, let's go over the take-home reflection for first quarter. This is going to be due on October 25th, 2024, Friday, 3:33 p.m. It's worth 1,500 assignment points for integrated math 3, and I think I'll put this under the note section. So you're going to make a copy of this. You can type in your first name and then your last name and then your period. The purpose of this take-home reflection is to consider your grade in this class. Here are the 6 major categories: citizenship, attendance, behavior, and participation. Academics, which is your grade summary and details. Your top priorities, conclusions, and signatures. Number 1, citizenship and attendance. So if you click on this, it'll determine your days as the denominator. So let's say the day is October 14th. That means the bottom of my fraction is going to be 14. So let's say I've been absent 5. That'd be 5 out of 47. Alright, I should write 5 absences. We'll say unexcused absences. And then my fraction is going to be 5 divided by 47. And then my decimal, if I put in my calculator, is 0.1064. And if I take that number and multiply it by 100, I get a percent. So 10.64%. So that's just to give you an idea that you're absent 10% of the time. And then you'll do the same thing for tardies. If you're not sure how to convert from fractions, decimals, and percents, you can click on this link, and I have a video how to do that. Okay, so reflect on what we do to improve your absences or tardies. Maybe you can explain to me why. There might be some extreme situation. But it also might be like I don't set my alarm, or I just not get to school on time. Okay, behaviors and participation, you just check off here. Yes or no if that's a distraction for you. And then go ahead and fill this out. What will you do to improve your behavior and participation? Number 3, go to Aries or eCadence, type in your grade, a percent, and then a letter grade. And then look for these categories in Aries or eCadence. Integrated Math 3. These are yours. Go ahead and fill those out. And then it says highlight above in light red which category you'll focus. So maybe you need to focus on your assignments. You can, once you type in a percent, you can come up here to highlight and find the light red one. Okay? And then you have the same thing for light blue. Okay, what will you do? Check off all the current things that you are doing. So maybe you're currently making assignments right now. Green, you need to do it tomorrow. And you only need to change those if you actually need to do those. Maybe for you, you need to serve some detention, so maybe I'm going to attend Mr. Ing's, office hours to serve my detention and get some help. And I can also attend the school tutorings that are available. Okay, these are my office hours. And if I see this checked off, then I'll definitely reach out to your parents. Number 4, my top 3 priorities. So you're going to go back to academics up here. And there's a couple of categories you might need to focus on. Maybe your quizzes, and then write that. My quiz scores are not too great. What will you do about it? I will study more. I will do this by this week when I take the next quiz. And then you write a conclusion out. And then signatures, you're just going to click one of these. Not a senior. I am a senior in danger of failing. And you have like a C- or lower. And this one says I'm a senior but passing. That's C- or higher. And then ask your parents, hey, can I sign this electronically? And then you write yes, and then you can just type their name out. You can insert a picture of yours, and then any comments your parents you might have. And then you'll submit that. And I think that's it. Let's go ahead and look at some top mistakes from the past. It's over years, so you're going to see the fractions going to be slightly different, but I hope you get the idea.
Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to look on Aries, and the first part, look on the paper there. You're going to have to find your attendance. And number 1, citizenship and attendance. Okay, so today is day number what? 51. So you guys will put their day 51, and then you look on your absences for this class only. Does that make sense? So for example, this student, this is a real student, on day 65 I passed it out. They had 4 absences. 4 divided by 65. You take that number and multiply it by 100. They got That's not a percent, so that's wrong. That's why it's wrong. It's not 0.06. It should have been 6%. This student was absent 6% of the time. This student had 14 tardies out of 65. They're not absent less than 1% of the time. They're absent, tardy 21% of the time. Do you see why this was wrong? And I would have rejected it from the student. Okay, let's look at some more examples. These are real students, okay? This student didn't know decimals. They said they were absent 15% of the time. 1 out of 65. That's almost 1 out of 100, right? That should be like 1 or 2%. Are you following me? But somehow in their conversion, they think they're absent 15% of the time. No, they're absent only 1.5% of the time. Let's try to find another student. Oh, the classic mistake. Look at this one. This student was only absent 3 times out of 62 days, and they say they're absent 95% of the time. Or students will tell me that they're absent 0, and then they write in their absent rate they're 100% absent all the time. Are you guys following me? So this should be a low percentage. Low absences, low percentage. Does that make sense? Okay, let's look at some right ones. There it is. This is nice. 0 and 0. Looks good. And what I'm pointing out to you, these are the common mistakes why yours will be rejected, okay? Fractions and decimals is the first number 1 mistake. The second number 1 mistake, turn to the back side. Look at number 3. You're going to have to square and circle. Do you guys see these squares and circles? Do you see them on these examples? And then put your finger down at 4 and 5. It's kind of like, what do you need to work on your top priorities? You write something like your attendance, your homeworks, your quizzes. What are you actually going to do, and when are you going to do it by? Okay? All right. So you just basically look at Aries. You're looking at your you're looking at your grades. You're looking at your attendance, and these are the top mistakes and hopefully some due dates.